name's Brianna, and for my 6-week performance plan, I chose endurance running. First off, an overview of my goals and my plans for this. For my 6-week performance plan, I wanted to pick something that would really challenge me mentally and physically. So I chose endurance running. For the mental aspect, a lot of it was mental training, telling myself that my body can push farther for longer. The physical aspect would be more challenging for me because I normally do not run often, so it was completely new to me and a lot more went into it than I initially expected. For my SMART goal, my specific goal was to advance my running skills for overall health. By the end of the 6 weeks, I wanted to fully run a 5K. My measurable goal was to run that 5K for 30 minutes without stopping, with sustaining proper form and proper breathing techniques. My attainable goal was knowing I can run 2K without stopping, so believing that running 5K was an attainable goal for me. My relevant goal was wanting to stay active my whole life, and it lined up with wanting to complete a marathon in the future. Lastly, my time-bound goal was to fully accomplish my plan I set out for myself with self-discipline and consistency within a 6-week time frame. My experience during the process, my overall experience with my performance plan was great. I felt like I made a solid plan that was attainable to my own needs and capabilities. With not having an optional training session, it was easier to do one of those when I did not have the equipment for the original session. There was a moment in the beginning where I felt accomplished with myself, and that was when I ran 3K with proper breathing techniques and ran it without stopping. As I was running, it did not even feel slightly challenging, which I believe was from the training sessions I did to lead up to that run. I wondered how it would have gone if I did not do the training beforehand. There was also a few setbacks within my training session which affected my run. I have dealt with on and off upper back pain for a few years, and during one session it started to flare up again. I felt discouraged because I knew I would not be able to run at my highest level. For my goal achievement, I did meet my SMART goals I set out for myself. Even though there were moments of doubt, I pushed through them. I did run the full 5K in 27 minutes, which exceeded what I thought was going to be my time. My one goal was to have running become a regular thing in my weekly routine, and I have done that by running at least 4 times a week while still incorporating training sessions and beginning to warm up my body properly. A goal that I did not set was gaining mental strength. The amount of mental strength I gained from this was amazing. I know that I can put my mind to anything that may be difficult or challenging. Performance improvement. For majority of the training sessions, I had planks to do. The first session was very difficult for me to do, but as time went on, it got easier and I could hold. As I ran my first 2K for the 6-week plan, I realized how bad my posture and breathing techniques were. My first and second week runs were not ideal, but runs 3, 4, 5, and 6, my running form and breathing techniques improved tremendously. It was discouraging in the first bit, but I am glad that I did not give up on myself. As you can see, for week 1, I was doing good in the beginning, and then my energy started to decrease a little faster than I would have liked. And then I had like runner's high, as they call it, and then I went down again. And then week 2 and week 3 were a little bit better. As you can see, in week 3, I was doing really good for a while, and then I had a decrease in energy for a little bit, and then it was fine. I had a little bit of a decrease than usual, and then I was fine here again. This is my plank chart for week 1. I only did it for 2 weeks, so for week 1, I was doing really good, and I held it, and then I had to take a little break, and then I held it again, a little break, and then I held it for the rest of the time. Week 6 was a little bit more challenging for me just because I had a lot of upper back pain, so holding that position was really difficult for me. So you can see that it went up. Like I held it, dropped it, held it, dropped it, and so on. Challenges and adaptations that I had. One of my major challenges was my upper back pain that occurred after doing planks and box jumps. Adaptations I made for these were adjusting my position for planks and taking little breaks in between. For box jumps, I jumped from a lower surface to prevent further straining. Another week, I did not have access to a heavy enough dumbbell for my single leg deadlifts. To improvise, I used a 10-pound dumbbell. A mental challenge I had frequently was telling myself during the run that I should just give up because it was hard. Here, I used positive self-talk in order to gain control of my thoughts to push through the rest of the run. Here I have the effectiveness of my strategies. The most effective strategy I did was breathing techniques. The nose breathing helped by delivering clean air to my lungs, which made it easier to breathe while running. Full body mobility helped me get a full stretch, especially in my hips and legs, making sure I could run at my best without getting cramps or strains. I feel the whole training session in week 3 could use some improvements. My box jumps were not as coordinated as I would have liked them to be. With my single leg bounds, I had some problems with my hips getting sore very quickly, so for this I would need to work on some more hip strengthening exercises. Overall, with the 6-week performance plan, I learned that mentally I can push myself harder than I think, and I would try this again with another sport.